Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Eva J, and well, my name is actually Yvette, but it's I go by Eva J, and I call this Mystical Messages. And although it may seem like just me yammering on about certain things, but it is actually what I'm actually getting from my guides in terms of what's going on. Um, I have decided to come on today. I come on when I'm able and when I have time. Today my husband happens to be out at the airport, so I have a little bit of quiet time to reflect on everything that's going on, as opposed to trying to find a time when I can do a video when he's here and kind of contend with the outside noise. And right now, just around our area here, there's a lot of construction going on. So during the weekdays, it's very, very difficult for me to find a time to slot in when I can come on and actually do a video. And realistically, I mean, looking at things in a realistic way, one of the things that I noticed is that my emotions are heightened at this moment. I mean, there's a lot of energy shifting going on. There's a lot of things happening in the world, and it's causing the energies to fluctuate. So when the energies start to do that, then I start to think, "Oh God, what am I going to do now? How am I going to go through this, or what am I going to, read on, or whatever?" And the thing is, and I got so much encouragement from the viewers that watched my last video that I just have to come on and do this. Um, I do not know if I will ever read on politics on camera. I do not know. What I'm trying to do is look further into the human aspect of things, not just look at trying to um, learn the cards, but also trying to have a better understanding of my own humanness, about my own, feelings about different things, because everything that comes down comes across to me is going to have an impact on my emotional feelings about it. And I know that sounds a little bit befuddled and stuff, but the truth of the matter is we all have opinions about everything that happens. And when we hear a story or we hear something that happened, we automatically have opinions and feelings about it. That's normal. That's called being human. That's happening. And it's happening right now. And now we have a story that has come down, and it is Jimmy Kimmel. What's going on with Jimmy Kimmel? I read the transcript of what Jimmy Kimmel said last week, and I saw nothing wrong with it. There was nothing political or slanted or anything like that about it. It was his observations and what he was seeing. And a lot of what he was seeing mirrors or a reflection on what a lot of other people see. So this is like you're trying to, they're trying to censor what Jimmy Kimmel said when it's something like the sky is blue. I go on, I say the sky is blue, and somebody says, no, it's not, it's gray. Well, maybe where they are, it's gray, but where I am, it's right now, it's blue. So it's just a difference in opinion about one certain thing. And what he did was he got up and he spoke his truth. And he did so as a comedian would do. Comedians make people uncomfortable because they are able to say something that is true to them and true to their observations of it, and it makes other people maybe uncomfortable because it's like having somebody call you out. And that's what they're doing. That's what Jimmy Kimmel was doing, and that's what Stephen Colbert was doing. These guys were doing this. They were coming out and they were saying, "Okay, we're gonna say what we think and what we feel, and you have to determine for yourself how you're going to um, relate to that." And so what we've got is we've got these guys who are not afraid to say their mind or speak their piece, but you've got somebody who is so sensitive and so, you know, about harmful words or hurtful words, or their feelings getting hurt and what have you, and then they having the power to fire, censor, and silence the people that they think are out to get them. And it's a dangerous, dangerous area. And that's where we're at right now. And this is global. This isn't just in the US. This is global. And I will tell you this, before I pull any cards on Jimmy, because I want to do a read on Jimmy Kimmel. Yesterday when I went on YouTube, I saw on the screen these big splashy ads for Disney Plus. I mean, just huge plastered across the entire screen ads for Disney Plus. And then I went on Facebook. And again, ads, Disney Plus, Disney Plus. We have a special, Disney Plus, this. What this does to me, or what this tells me, is that they're desperate. They are desperate. They need customers in order to survive in a capitalistic world. They need customers to come in and buy their products. Well, people are recognizing now, more than ever before, they're recognizing that they have a power themselves. Each individual person has power. And that power is where they give their money. How much money they give to this for this product and how much they give for that product. But each person, as a consumer, has a power, and they can determine where they're going to give their money and how much of that money they're going to give for each thing. Earlier this year, the chain store Target wanted to end DEI, which is diversity, equity, and inclusion actions. I mean, these are really good things. This is like, yeah, we don't want discrimination. We don't want people to be discriminated against. We want people to be, have equality, regardless of what color your skin is. Have that equality. And they ended these programs, and people boycotted. And then their revenues went down. Their revenues ceased to be what they could have been. Now, economics 101 tells you that when you have a supply and demand country, or when you have an economy that's supply and demand, that is, we will supply you with what the customers or the people demand. So if you want to watch a movie and it's only available on this streaming service, then you can decide if you're going to pay per month for a streaming service and watch that movie. You decide. Each individual person has that agency to decide what it is they're going to watch. And for me, I have that. As well. I was actually considering earlier this year, because there were two movies I wanted to see. The first one was Hocus Pocus 2, because I loved Hocus Pocus back in the 90s. It was a really good movie. And the second was Disenchanted, which was the Enchanted sequel. Now, for the most part, sequels are really crap anyway. So, I mean, most people, sequels, no. But that's what I wanted to see. Those were the two movies I wanted to see. And I thought, okay, I'll get on Disney Plus, and then I could, watch those movies. Do you know what? I never did. I never went on Disney Plus. Never. Wasn't interested. So I never saw those two movies. And now, as I look back on that, it doesn't matter. It makes no difference to me whatsoever if I ever saw those movies. If I happen to go to England and I go into a charity shop and I see a copy of the movie for 50p on the rack for the British Heart Foundation, then I might buy it just for, just to give 50p to the British Heart Foundation. Or if I so go into another store at the RSPCA and I see something that is Disney, but I might like it, um, and it's like to give money to the prevention of cruelty to animals, then okay, I might buy it. But none of the money from used items from like these places will go into the pockets of some rich CEO or some oligarch. It won't, because it has already gone into their pockets when the first person bought it. So, so that's what my take is on it. I will not buy any new Disney anythings, which is really sad because I've been a fan of Disney for over 40 years. I've loved Disney since I was a kid, and I'm 54 years old, so do the math. But the thing is, freedom of speech and freedom of expression is far, far, far more important than 2 hours of watching a movie on a streaming service that is basically, it's like buying something that goes against your own best interest. So that's my take on it. So after 11 minutes, I'm finally going to pull some cards. So how do things look? Do things actually, I'm going to just do the tarot because the yes and no cards haven't been very nice to me lately. So I'm going to do this tarot. So I am using the Gilded Tarot by Cyril Marchetti. I love this deck. This is my deck. I mean, this is the deck this is my usual go-to deck. And somebody told me, they said, you have to keep practicing with the deck because you're growing with the deck. And I think they're right. I think that was Feisty Butterfly Tarot that said that. So thank you. So, and if I got that wrong, then I'm sorry. As to who said that, but I thought that was so brilliantly said, and I thought that was just really, really wonderful. So thank you to whoever said that. I think it was Feisty Butterfly Tarot, but I'm not sure. But thank you, thank you, thank you for saying that, and for giving a little bit of encouragement to keep trying with the cards. So I've got, so I want to read on Jimmy Fallon. I want to see what his future looks like, and see, this isn't politics. I'm not doing politics. This is Jimmy Fallon. This is the guy who had the chutzpah to say what he thinks, and it was actually in parallel to a lot of what we were thinking too. So Jimmy Fallon, what can you tell me about Jimmy Fallon? No, not Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel. I get my Jimmys mixed up again. Okay, Jimmy Fallon is on another station, but I hope that he and Seth Meyers are safe and that everything will be okay for those two because um they're going to have to carry the torch. So Jimmy Kimmel, sorry Jimmy, sorry, got your Jimmy's mixed up. Jimmy Kimmel. As well, let's just switch the energies here, and let me give this good shuffle here. Jimmy Kimmel. So how are things looking for Jimmy Kimmel? Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel. And my guy just told me, yeah, you and your names. I'm like, yeah, thank you. Jimmy Kimmel. How do things look for Jimmy Kimmel? I am a strong supporter of comedy. And there may be comedy I don't like. I'm not a big fan of South Park, but I like what they're doing. Even though it's ludicrous. And I've just never been a fan of it, um, but comedy is something that's very, very important, and it helps us get through all of the things that are going on. Just as a tip, if you haven't already, subscribe to Randy Rainbow's channel. He's got the satire and the music, and it's genius. Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel. What can you tell me about Jimmy Kimmel? It's good. Got the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles. This is a new start for him. He's on a new journey. The one thing that I noticed about Jimmy Kimmel is that he's very, very concerned about the people that work for him or work with him. He's very, very conscientious of the well-being of the people that work his show. And but he's now on a new journey. So he's got the Ace of Pentacles is about a new journey. It's about a new beginning. And he's taking what knowledge he has and what information he has, and he's moving forward. Last thing I heard, he was going to sue, which he has every bleeping right to do so. But he's got all the paper. He's got all of his he's got all his papers, and he's got all his things in order, and he's got a new start. And it's being crossed with the King of Swords. This is ABC and Disney. This is the people who are trying to silence him. This is the guy who is saying basically, and I'm trying to go by my feelings as opposed to what's on the piece of paper. I've got the paper here, but I'm trying to go by what my feelings are with regards to these cards. So I'm going entirely on feeling and on what the image is. The King of Swords, I mean, look at this guy. He is holding this sword, and he doesn't look all that pleased, and he doesn't look all that happy, and he has to defend something that he may not necessarily be really well supported. And so now you have this energy of someone basically folding to a dictator, and who is using politics as a way to push their will, and yet they really don't have the solid foundation that that Kimmel has. Jimmy Kimmel has the foundation. He has the solidity behind him as to what's going on. The underarching energy is the Eight of Swords, which is about creating your own bonds. I mean, putting yourself in harm's way. So undermining yourself. And I think this is what Disney and ABC have done. They have undermined their entire intention based solely on politics and on threats and this FCC guy who deserves to be in jail. That's my opinion for entertainment only. That is my opinion. And they are having to contend with the fallout. It's like good luck. Good luck, guys. In the immediate past, we have the Seven of Cups. This is chaos. This is the absolute chaos that has ensued from their actions. From the actions that they took, this is the impact. This is the chaos that has ensued from their actions. And they're trying to pick up the pieces. Now, just as a side note, this morning when I went on my Facebook, I still am on Facebook. I'm old, I know. But I'm only on Facebook to play Pet City basically. So, you know, but that's just me. But anyway, but when I went on Facebook, I got these ads. I mean, and they just were like bam, 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 one after the other. Ads, 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 ads. And do you know what they were for? Want to guess? Disney Plus. We have a special for Disney Plus. We have a special. We have a special. Oh, yay. Yeah, let's go. I went into the comment section of that video, of one of the videos, or not videos, but one of the ads. And they were all in German. And every single one of them, I kid you not, mentioned Jimmy Kimmel. They mentioned Jimmy Kimmel. And they said, we stand in solidarity with Jimmy Kimmel. That's basically what they all said. They were in German, and they said, we stand in solidarity with Jimmy Kimmel. This is in Germany. In the Netherlands, they did and you can look it up on YouTube. You can do a search for it. It was brilliant. It was a comedy show, like The Daily Show. But it was a comedy show. You know, it was a comedy show like what Jon Stewart does. They have them in the Netherlands. They also have one in Germany called the Hoyte Show. And this show was brutal. It was brutal. And they totally went after Disney. They totally went after them using animation, so similar Disney type animation, and they just hammered them. And I was like, good to you, good for you. The overarching energy is the Chariot. This is moving forward. Also, Jimmy Kimmel is moving forward. I think he's doing a lawsuit. I think he's doing other stuff, but he is moving forward. This isn't one step forward, two steps back. This is moving forward. It's methodical, it's slow, but it's happening. Jimmy Kimmel is in talks probably with people um, who are helping him. Legal advice, legal suggestions. Um, the Midas Touch guys have sent him a letter saying that they would like him on their network. So there are options open to him, but we have to wait and see what steps he's going to take and where he's going to go. I saw something the other day, and it turned out it was completely untrue about Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, and Rachel Maddow doing something totally untrue. I think it was debunked by Snopes. It was debunked by everybody else. But God, it would have been awesome if they had done that, if they had collaborated on something. It would have been awesome. But again, we don't know yet what Jimmy Kimmel has in mind, but this card overarching everything that he's doing is really kind of a good thing. It's major arcana and it's moving forward. So whatever it is he's doing, he is moving forward with it. In the immediate future, you gotta love it. The Justice card. He is going to get his justice. This is about free speech. This is about freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and being able to stand up on a stage and not be silenced by someone who has a thin skin and who is unable to take a joke, even if they themselves. That's in the immediate future, Justice. Gotta love to see it. Um, Hopes and fears is the Four of Cups. Be careful, Jimmy. Don't accept everything that comes to you, but weigh your options, weigh what is right for you, and weigh what is right for your family. Take care of yourself. That's what I get from this card. He is going to be handed something, but he needs to make sure he doesn't ignore the good that could come out of all of this. And and people say, "Oh, well, there is no good that comes out of this. It's censorship, plain and simple." That's true. But a comedian knows that in order to make an omelet, you have to break some eggs. And I think that's the analogy that my guides have given me. In order to make an omelet, you have to break a few eggs. So see what is right, see what works for you, and see what will come to you. But don't ignore, like this guy's ignoring this cup being handed to him. Don't ignore what could be handed to you because it may be something really, really good. Uh, How other people see you is the magician. Oh, they see you with all the cards in your hand. Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Kimmel. I keep messing up my Jimmys. Jimmy Kimmel has all the cards in his hand. And the question is he going to use them? All of these cards point to the fact that yes, he will use them. That he does have the power within himself to do this. And we see him as the person who is going to do this. He's going to expose all of these things that are wrong with this whole idea of censorship. He's going to expose it, and he's going to show it to be what it is, a bunch of cowards who are trying to make decisions to cover up and to make right for somebody who really clearly does not deserve even an ounce of that. Um, he wishes. Oh, this card just fell off the top here. He would. When it comes to his. This is really strange because on the thing it says emotional concerns, and then on the other it says hopes and what you wish for. So this is there's kind of like that overlapping idea between the four of cups and then this card, the Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is she is the methodological sort of character, and I do have to look at the card because I just blew a blank here. Um, okay, this is a person who's materially secure. So Jimmy Kimmel is materially secure. He's not going to be like asking for food at the next food shelter or at the next soup kitchen. He is materially, he has the money and he has the stuff. His concerns are more or less for the people that work for him because these are normal schmoes off, normal professional people like camera operators and makeup artists and things like that. These people are the ones he's concerned about. And so he is hoping that he can win this so that their conditions will be met, that they will be able to get through all of the things that they are going through. So he understands that this is a common person kind of thing that's going on. And so although he himself is he's materially has what he needs, um, he understands that the people that work for him are not as lucky as he is. So he has that understanding. I think that that's what this card symbolizes, is that he understands that the people that work for him are contending with all of this. So that is where we're at here with that. And the final outcome, the High Priestess. Now, I want to do something here. I want to pull out my little book here. And I want to really elaborate what the High Priestess really means. And I just opened to it. I just opened to it right there. The High Priestess moves between two pillars, symbolizing duality. The crescent moon behind her and the glittering stars that adorn her head show her ability to access higher knowledge in esoteric matters. Her face is masked, representing mystery and secrets. Draped in a transparent veil, she appears to be in a trance-like state. Engaged in the cosmic dance, she pays no heed to our presence or our opinions. She seems secure without her own knowledge of universal matters. She appears to defy natural laws as she floats above the water, which represents the subconscious and the world of the psyche. To see as she does, first we must acquire her wisdom. Um, I think that this does encapsulate Jimmy Kimmel. I think it really does, in the sense that he knows what he's up against, he knows what he's fighting up against, but he's not afraid because he knows he has more power than most normal average people in that sense, because he is the center of that situation. So by allowing himself to recognize, well, the allowing of to recognize that the people that work for him are the ones who could suffer because of all of this, he has an understanding that he is the pivotal person in all of this, and that he has to make some decisions about what he's going to do that will enable the change to come about that he needs to, that needs to be enacted. So that is what I get on Jimmy Kimmel. I think that he is. I've always heard that he was a very kind person, that he was very nice, and that he has not been afraid to express what he feels and thinks. We have the Ace of Cups, which is also that beginning, the overflowing of knowledge, information, and feelings. And then we have the Seven of Swords. We have sevens and one aces and sevens in this reading a lot. And the Seven of Swords is, I think that this in essence is Disney. Oh, this is Disney. They have created this chaos, and now they have to pick up the pieces of what they created themselves. They created this problem, and now they have to reconcile it. And then we have the Five of Wands, which is the conflict, This is I think this is what the people are left with the conflict of, do we lose our freedom of speech? Do we lose our freedoms that we have always had? We've grown up with them. We've had them all the time. Are we going to lose that, or are we going to be able to continue on? That's the question. That's the question that seems to be permeating everything here is, will people recognize that it's not about normal people against each other, but it is about normal people against this oligarchy, this ideology of rich getting richer and having more and more and more and never being satisfied. We are seeing this in real time play out, that the oligarchs are really very unhappy people, because if you have to have more and more and more and more in order to be happy, then that devalues the whole notion of being happy. You have to it's like the guy who takes medicine against illness. And the medicine that is supposed to help heal you does not help heal you. Instead, this medicine is basically, instead of the medicine helping to heal you, the medicine is just basically, becoming it becomes an addiction, and you become addicted to all of these things. And the problem that I have with taking medicine is that as you take medicines, your immune system builds up against the medicine. So it's like, I would take an aspirin for a headache, and then for every tiny little ailment that I get, I would take another aspirin. And by the time you get a migraine, then your immunity is built up against that medicine, then you have to take even more medicine in order for the migraine to go away. And so that's how I kind of perceive it. That's why I only take medicine when I absolutely have to take medicine, because I know that the immune system can build up and build up and build up, and then when you really need it, then there's nothing. So that is what I'm getting with regards to, all of this. I think that Jimmy Kimmel is going to come out on top. I think he's going to win. If he does a lawsuit, he is going to win. So let's see. Let me ask the yes and no cards. Will Jimmy Kimmel file a lawsuit, or has he already filed a lawsuit against ABC and Disney, or against those people that fired him? We'll say, or suspended him, as they say. Will he file a lawsuit? Will Jimmy Kimmel file a lawsuit? This says no, but I think he already has. Okay, let me ask this. Will will he go independent? Will Jimmy Kimmel go independent? Will he go on independent media? And this says no. So he's gonna fight. I think he's gonna fight for. Will he fight for his job? Will he fight tooth and nail for his job? No. Will the people will the people save Jimmy Kimmel's job? Will the people save Jimmy Kimmel's job? Yes, the people will. It's the people. The power is the people. It's not Jimmy Kimmel. It's not the president. It's not the FCC. It is the people. The people will save Jimmy Kimmel's job. The people. Good people. That's what I got for you. So, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for, if you like it, if you're still here, if you like it, share and subscribe, whatever, you know. Thank you very much. Yeah, as I said, there's going to be an eclipse in a couple of days, solar eclipse. There's going to be energy shift. The energy is already shifting. The energy has been shifting for like the last 2 weeks. There's been a lot of energy shift. I went through that with the choir when I was in choir rehearsal. There was a lot of energy shifting around. It was going and two of pentacles type things, juggling, that kind of thing. Lots of energy shift, lots of stuff going on. So just hunker down, do whatever you have to do. This is coming. This is the energy shift is coming, or it's continuing to come. And I think that in the next week or so, the things are going to really kind of come to a head. So hang in there, keep your chin up, keep looking out for each other, keep looking out for your community, and have a good day. Take care. And as always, namaste.